Welcome to the short video on how to register and access Shellback Toronto Zoom sessions. A session is a meeting, and the sessions and meetings are grouped together by the season, spring or fall. So we'll just go over the details on how you have to register for a particular season so you can access a single session meeting, several, or all of them in that season. It's a multi-step process. You register for Zoom once, and we'll go over that details, and that automatically gives you the information that you can use to join one, several, or all sessions in that season. Once you do the registration, you'll be receiving an email from Zoom with the specific information for you. We have done this so that we can publicize the registration URL so it is public, and so we can increase the attendance at Shellbacks. By doing it this way, we reduce the problems of Zoom bombing. Zoom bombing became prevalent during the pandemic, where people had nothing better to do than to come on and disrupt meetings that were being held on Zoom. So each person needs to register individually. Once you register for that particular season, you will receive an email from Zoom with the personalized details for you. You can use that email to automatically create calendar entries for each session in that season. If you have problems and can't find the email and hadn't added it to your calendar, you can re-register as many times as you need to. You just don't need to register each time if you have the information to join a particular session. Here is the URL for the spring 2024 sessions. There'll be a separate URL for each season, so make sure you have the right URL for the season that you are going to be registering for. I have copied and pasted the URL for the spring sessions registration page into my browser, and I will now access it. It brings up the Zoom registration page. It indicates what sessions I'm registering for. In this case, it's the Shellbacks Toronto 2024 spring sessions. It lists all the Zoom meeting times. You'll have to scroll because it only shows 4 at a time. I've input my first and last name and email address. Email address is critical, as that's the email address Zoom is going to use to send you back the information. So if it's wrong, you'll never get it. So please make sure your email address is correct. I just click on the registration button here, and it shows me that I've successfully registered, indicates that an email is coming to this address, and lists all the sessions meetings that I've registered for. It also indicates that if I don't get an email, I can click to resend. So you may not want to close this page right away until you've confirmed that you've received the email from Zoom, because it should come pretty quickly. Here is the email that I received. It has the join click item here. I can add it to my calendars, Google, Yahoo, or Outlook, or a generic one. Or I can, if on a particular day I want to join a particular session, I can click either here or use this URL. So if I've added it to my calendar, I just have to go to that calendar entry, and we'll show you that in a minute. If not, you can come back to this email and either hit the join button or copy the URL into your browser. Here is the calendar entry that was automatically created when I added the email to my calendar by clicking on the necessary buttons in the email. And this is for January 10th session. So on January 10th, if I want to join that particular Shellback session, all I have to do is click on that URL, and there we go. There'll be a separate entry in my calendar for each of the sessions, and are ready to go. If you haven't added it to your calendar, you can go back to the email and click on join there. And if you can't find the email, you can re-register again. A reminder that this is a multi-step process. Here are some key takeaways. Step one is you need to register once for all the sessions of the season, and the season being the spring or fall of a year. It doesn't matter how many of the sessions or meetings you want to attend over Zoom, whether it's one, several, or all, you have to register at least once. You will then receive an email from Zoom confirming your registration with your specific credentials to access Zoom for those Zoom sessions. And you can also use the data in that email to automatically create calendar entries if you so desire. Then all you have to do is use the calendar entries if that's what you've done, or go back to the original email you received from Zoom and click on the join meeting. If you can't find the email, you can always re-register again, but you don't need to. Please don't share your Zoom registration confirmation email or your personalized link with anyone else, because that will help us reduce Zoom bombing. There is no problem if you want to share the registration URL to anybody who might be interested in attending Shellbacks Toronto on Zoom. We'd be greatly appreciated if you do that by spreading the word about Shellbacks Toronto. If you have any questions, you can look at our website or Facebook entry, or email skipper.shellbackstoronto@gmail.com, and that'll go to Diane and she'll get back to you. If you have any questions about how to use Zoom, you can go to their support page where they have lots of videos and information on how to use Zoom. Thank you very much for watching.